Welcome to Free Media. I'm Amber Duke.
And I'm Robby Soave. Doge master Elon Musk visited the Joe Rogan Experience studios and talked about everything from Social Security Ponzi schemes to Elon derangement syndrome. Let's watch.
Well, I mean, the government's one big pyramid scheme, if you ask me.
Yeah, well, you can tell me better than anybody.
Social Security is the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time.
Right, explain that.
Oh, so, well, people pay into Social Security, and the money goes out of Social Security immediately, but the obligation for Social Security is your entire retirement career. So you're paying you're paying like if you look at the future obligations of Social Security, it far exceeds the tax revenue. At this point, I think I'm at the top of the list for a lot of homicidal maniacs.
And the more the mainstream media talks about you in this way,
yes,
and says you're a Nazi, and
they're doing the same thing to me that they did to Trump.
Yeah,
which is that they're making it sound like if you kill me, you're a hero.
I think he's right. I mean, at least
He's a big boy. He's put himself in front of the cameras.
No, I'm not
he's not
saying-
shying from the spotlight. He's going to get, I mean, he should not get death threats.
right. I'm
obviously,
not
but I
saying
don't
that he's
care
like
about his
immune
feelings.
from people being crazy on the
Yeah.
internet, but I do think that the way that the breathless coverage from the media is going on, and especially the hand-wringing over the Nazi salute, does give the
Yes.
impression that you should do whatever means necessary to stop him.
Have you noticed that some Democrats starting to, the New York Times had a story on this too, and I saw a Democrat do it. They're starting to criticize Elon along the lines of, he's not one of us.
What does
He's
that
a
mean?
foreigner.
Oh,
That
right.
is beginning. And I'm like, oh, they can't help themselves. He doesn't share our values. He comes from an apartheid country.
That's right.
That is starting up big time, and it is hilarious. But the first part of what he said in that interview is completely correct. I agree with it totally. It is a Ponzi scheme. It is true what he was saying. What the obligation, what Social Security has to pay out in benefits to people who are retired is more than the system is taking in. So right now, the idea of Social Security is that the government is forcing you to save part of your income while you're working and holds on to that and then gives it out to you in retirement so that you don't end up starving and poor on the streets. But it's taking out more money than it's putting in. So we're putting in money now, we young people, and we will not get out that same money when it's our turn.
Especially when you factor in inflation.
Especially when you factor in inflation. This was another thing I was arguing with Marianne Williamson about on Rising recently. I do think these systems, and I'm sympathetic to seniors, and I don't want poor people to suddenly lose all their welfare entitlements, et cetera, but we have generational theft going on in this country where older people are disproportionately wealthier than young people, and a lot of the things that young people need to start families, to buy a house, to get childcare, to get education, to get all those things when you're a younger person, are getting more out of reach because a lot of those things have become more expensive. And I think it's not fair that we all have to pay into the system that we're not going to get out of when it's become more difficult to afford the things you need as a younger person.
Yeah, I think if there's an argument to be made here, because I am in agreement that the system doesn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, the money that we put in is immediately going out to pay for someone else. It's not being held by the government for us when we get there. But it's also not fair for the people who have paid in throughout their entire lives to not get their benefits. So if there's any money that's going to be saved from Doge, perhaps we can pay out everybody their full benefit right now, no matter what age you are, and then just end it.
That'd be great.
Right?
That's what we should do actually with the VA too, in my mind. Instead of having this complicated bureaucracy, whatever money is, just shut the whole thing down and do lump sum payments to whatever veterans.
Do you hate veterans, Robby?
Oh,
Sounds like you hate veterans.
I hate veterans. This, by the way, is a Milton Friedman idea. He went through, talked about how you could eliminate all these departments very easily. We just need to fix that system because it's not fair, and it can't just be we got to pay more of our income into, like, I don't want my paycheck to be lower. You don't. No, working families, working people don't want their paycheck to be lower because we got to gobble up more of it for Social Security that maybe you're going to get something out of 60 years from now. That just doesn't work. But maybe, like you said, maybe we can actually find savings within the Social Security program by eliminating the number of federal employees involved in this and other work.
And if it's true that there are X number of people over the age of 110 in the system, as Trump suggested last night, I know a lot of people think that this is like a coding error.
I think it's like, a labeling error
that
or
could
something.
be the case, but they should investigate it and find out for sure. I mean, just like throwing our hands up and saying, well, somebody made a mistake, it's not good enough for me. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of savings to be had in the program that could help balance out some of the inequities that are going on in Social Security. But yeah, obviously the way the system's working right now is not adequate. And it's crazy to me too, like if you want to save money for retirement in the private market, you're penalized in all kinds of different ways. Like you have to decide whether you want to do pre-tax or post-tax retirement accounts, and either way you're going to get taxed. But would you rather, it's like almost the government saying like, would you rather it now or later? Like that's our gift to you. You get to decide whether you want your taxes to come out now or when you're retired, and we're supposed to be grateful for that.
Yes, I just started the process of beginning to do my taxes myself for the first time. Someone else has always done this. And my God, what a nightmare.
Yeah.
End it all. Thanks for watching Free Media. We will see you next week. Please like, share, and subscribe. Visit us on our YouTube channel, which is Reason Free Media. Leave us comments. Tell us what you like or don't like about the show. And we will be back with more fresh content next week.